guys.
What's Gucci?
How you doing?
We back at it.
We back at it. My name is Onika McLean.
Ania, how y'all doing?
Ania Hall. She don't like to say her last name.
No,
sometimes.
why?
No. Why don't you like to say her last
We
name?
gotta keep some secrets.
Oh, she don't want to say her government name. That's the problem. She's like, I'm out on these streets, son.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt McCoy, and we back, baby. We out here.
Welcome to Gen X
To the Z. X to the Z.
So,
Throw up the X pop.
shout out to Gabby, our last episode. If you have not caught that
was a
it,
dope
you know
episode.
It
It was.
And Monroe, shout out to Monroe Martin.
Yeah.
We are, we doing it. We're doing it.
And we gonna keep these coming too, right?
We're gonna keep it coming.
We're gonna have these guests. It's gonna be sporadically.
Can't stop, won't stop is what we're doing. Actually, we consistency is how it grows. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
Make sure that you guys subscribe to our Patreon.
Facts.
Shout out to Patreon. How y'all doing?
Word.
That part. Thank you guys who have already subscribed to our Patreon and look for our levels, and they're gonna go up, and then you'll be able to increase your Patreon subscription. That's
Hopefully
what we're
my
doing
testosterone
in the
levels go up.
2000. Your testosterone levels, you could just buy some.
I think I'm gonna get on TRT.
What's TRT?
Speaking of levels, it's like testosterone replacement therapy.
Wow, what you trying to get muscles?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, what happens is because when you get older, you know how like your body starts to systematically break down like little by little, and like if you get on TRT or like HGH, which is like human growth hormone, like it helps you to like get that renewed vigor.
Are you trying to transition?
What's that? Yeah. This is my I'm coming out.
I want the
World
world
to know what to let you go. I just wanted to get it up.
I don't think get what up. You having problems with
Testosterone.
erectile dysfunction?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I'm probably telling way too much on this podcast sometimes, but
It's fine. No,
I said that in
people
here
get
like
to
this.
know
Yes,
you.
yeah.
People get to know y'all. Telling me about that today.
You know what it is though? I think it is the hair pills. I think that shit is really fucking with me, man. It's either that. It ain't
Either the hair or the penis. Either hair
it
or
ain't
the
the penis. The penis is fine. Okay.
Does it get up?
We get up. We get up and we get lit. Problem is it's kind of few and far between. My sex drive went down is basically what it is. I don't think it's erectile dysfunction. I think it's just a sex drive. Yeah, I think it's from hair pills. So that's what I'm saying. I think I need to get on something else to like fucking.
Yeah.
Babe. The only problem with that though is I think sometimes you can go the opposite way and then I'll be like too horny. I'll be coming in the studio like.
Have you ever taken Viagra? Because I know y'all young guys take Viagra.
Yeah. You know what people do that because it oxygenates like your blood and like for like people do that to work out with because then you can like go long and shit like that with everything. Yeah. But I thought about it. I took it once when I was a kid and it didn't work.
It didn't work. Maybe it was fake Viagra.
It could have been that too, yeah.
A pill that they colored blue with a Sharpie.
I think it was, yeah, because it was like a circle. And then Viagra's supposed to be like a diamond. So I think they gave me
$20 aspirin.
How about acid? That's why I was fucking freaking out in the bathroom.
It's not hard. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think I got fucked up.
What's wrong with you? So, okay, cool.
How was your week, girl? What's we were talking earlier. You went away.
I didn't go away. What you talking about?
No, I said you went away. You were in away today a little bit. You were a little frustrated.
Oh, frustration. Yeah. Frustration because of middle management. Being in middle management is going to be the death of me. Like the microaggressions don't come from the top. It comes from the bottom. It is so crazy.
It comes from the middle too.
It comes from everyone, but it really comes from the bottom. I just feel like as a black woman, mad people don't want to listen to me and try to pretend like I don't know what I'm talking about. Like it's microaggressions actually, because what's happening is it's not a straight on listen Matt, listen Nia, I don't like that and you should be doing XYZ. It's very underhanded and the only way that you can kind of like deal with that stuff is either ignore it or confront it. And then as a black woman this height, it's always, I'm so angry.
Cause she's 4'11".
Yeah. Right.
That's why she come in here and be bossing us around, because she's like, somebody gonna listen to me today.
No, they're gonna listen to me, but I just don't like that I have to like buck up. Like, it's dumb. First of all, your choices are your choices. If you decided not to do certain things in your life, don't get mad at other people around you at work trying to pretend like something's wrong with them. Right. No, you're lazy, Bob, and it's on you, and that's your life. Yeah. But people come to the workplace knowing that they can't get hands run on them, so and it's nothing else you can do but look stupid and say, I'm gonna talk to HR. It's nothing that can really happen to you at work. So people have this,
it becomes a legality thing at that point.
They act like it's social media. At work, that's the only time that is like a social media.
Everybody be talking to each other certain ways, passive aggressive type shit.
It's very passive aggressive.
Yeah, it's like bullshit because they know you can't get stomped out.
Right, because they know because if we were on a train, there's a chance that I will run these hands.
Yeah,
like it's just. It's frustrating. It's mad frustrating.
Right.
And it's the same thing.
All
it's the
night.
same thing in comedy, right? I'm not gonna leave it in because what will happen is there'll be comedians that have more access, right? And they be acting like they gangsters. You not, son. You not. Yeah. You just got access, so you trying to pretend like you can do something. But if you know what time it is for real, so I just look like. It's gonna be really crazy if this little old lady this short beat you up.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, no, I feel that, and I'm gonna tell you right now.
Like I'm saying this.
I 1000%. And neither do I, because I know this shit pisses me off. Like, but I'm telling you right now, I've thought about this a lot. Somebody in comedy's gonna catch these hands because I don't think they're going to.
Don't do it.
I don't think that they know that I can really fight like that. No, and somebody gonna talk to me crazy, I'm gonna fuck them up.
Don't do it. Let me tell you what I do when people do crazy shit to me in comedy and they say crazy stuff. I just look at them like this. Because you know what time it is, yo. Yeah. You know what time it is. But you're not going to get my
reaction.
Future. Yeah, you're not going to get my energy and you're not going to get my future. Because what they want you to do is act out of character so they can say you're difficult. Right?
Right.
It's very frustrating. I feel like people need to do more work on themselves. Like, you shouldn't be pushing this stuff off on other people. Like, like do your work. Yeah. You're miserable. Do your work. That's on you, yo.
You know what it is? I think inevitably, whether it's a workplace or comedy or whatever it is, I think it's an insecurity that it comes out of people, and whether they think that you look more secure than them or that you have something that they want or whatever it is, a status or the insecurity rises up out of them and they can't help but like try to hate or do stuff to pull you back.
But I'm insecure. I'm mad insecure about mad stuff. I don't do that to people.
Yeah.
I don't do that to people. I just be like, oh.
But sometimes you got to realize that it doesn't matter what you do to people. People are going to treat you however they want to treat you. You know, I used to operate in a space where it's like, I would never do that to you. Why would somebody do that to me? I don't operate like that. I don't move like that. And I just started realizing people move however they want to move.
Yeah.
All the time. People show you their ass all the time. I feel like I haven't been focusing on the things that I probably needed to be focusing on.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like ultimately just stressed me out internally. So, you know, I got my little Martin Luther King jacket on.
Correct Scott. It's Correct Scott.
Correct Scott. It just gets. I went on an interview today, y'all, so that's why I'm looking like civil rights.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
You look like you selling watchtowers. You look like you look like you're Jehovah's Witness. You're like, hi.
No,
Black Crypt Keepers. She's coming in for souls.
No, Jehovah.
I know. Everybody's looking at me, and I got tights on and dress shoes. Yes,
that's what it is when you corporate America.
Damn.
Yeah, that's fine and everything. But even the job that I went to today to interview was nice. It was like I definitely was overdressed, but I know that like for an interview, I have to kind of come business attire anyway. But just seeing like the
what they had on.
Yeah, what they had on, it was very casual, which was pretty cool. I liked that it was close-knit type of area. It was nice.
Are you one of the younger generation don't really want to go back to the office? Do you want to go into the office?
I do. I would like to work in the office. This position is just hybrid though.
She wants the experience though, right?
Yeah.
She wants it because she think about it.
I think it's 3 days in office and then 2 days at home.
But this is life after college for her.
Yeah.
Right? So she wants to have all those experiences. You have to have the experiences.
Some don't.
To know.
That's what I'm saying. The younger generation, a lot of them don't want to go in the office. That's what I'm saying.
I get it, but they've had an office to go into is what I'm saying.
Well, no. Most of my peers do work remote and hybrid. But think about it. When they graduated, we graduated all in the pandemic, and then we were able to get jobs, and they were remote. So we're just used to that luxury of having remote opportunities. Right. So when it's not remote, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to work for something that I have to come every day. That's why I think that hybrid's like a good mix.
You don't need to come in every day either.
You don't. You
need to come in every day.
You don't need to come in every day, but I do understand having.
Yeah, I like to.
I do definitely understand like the reason why coming into the office makes sense. Sometimes you need that collaborative space to work with your peers.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Of course.
Definitely. And I feel like sometimes being home all the time, that is super depressing.
Yeah.
Like super depressing.
No, for sure. Be going crazy.
You know, the world's starting to open back up again, so they're gonna start to make people come into work not every day, but 3 days.
They don't have to fill that office space. That's what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is a lot of companies are downsizing where they're making you share offices. Mm-hmm. So they're like, okay, so y'all do this hybrid thing. You come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You come in Thursday, Friday. Mm-hmm. And so because it's really about the real estate. Yeah. This whole thing is about the real estate. Yeah. I know the real estate market never died or whatever, except when 2008. But it's always a way for them to like make money. There's never a time that they're not making money. It's crazy. Everything is about services and products. And if you don't have a service or a product, shout out to our Patreon. Subscribe. If you don't have a service, because this is a service. And if you don't have a service or a product, like you're left in the dust. It's crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Here's the thing though about making money though, and this is what going back to what you said earlier, the problems that you have at work, you're kind of supposed to at your position for the money you make. Like, that's why they pay you the money. See, everybody be like, a lot of times, oh, I want to make all this money. It's like, no, you don't. Trust me. You don't want the responsibility that comes with that. There's like a perfect middle ground where like you don't have too much responsibility, but you get paid pretty well. It's like 100,000 probably here in New York or something like that. Like and you start to get more than that. All of a sudden, this responsibility comes with it. You start to get less than that. You're like, well, I'm not making enough money. So there's like that perfect ground. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody want this money, all these titles and shit. Go ahead. You can have it. But there's a lot of fucking shit that comes with that that's not fun.
And you don't have a life.
Yeah, you don't have a life.
You don't have a life because the expectation is higher. You trade your time and for the money. Yeah. And it's all your time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not a situation where you could say, because that's the thing between exempt and non-exempt employees, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're an exempt employee, then then you have labor laws and all that kind of stuff. But when you're non-exempt, there's no labor laws. It is you work until the job is done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember when I first started working, and I used to work really late hours or whatever. Sometimes I would just bring my kids to the office or whatever. And I remember talking to this woman, and I was like, she was there later than I was. And I was like, well, what time you leave? She was like, when I'm done. Yeah. 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 That's the thing. There ain't no 9 to 5 where you clock out. Let's go to happy hour type shit. It's like, when you're done. I'm going to work myself to the bone to where I want to cry every day. Till I'm done. For this $250,000 a year. And people are like, I want that. It's like, be careful what you ask for. But the thing about it is we had the pandemic, and everybody was even working more. Actually, because there was no cutoff. There was no travel time. So as soon as you got out the bed and brushed your teeth, you start working. And then you kind of do it until you fell asleep on the couch. Like, and they had access to you at all times. Access. So they know you're at home. Access. And they know they'll hit you up at 9 p.m. with the email like, hey, blah, 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 we need this for tomorrow. It's like, well, I'm here already. I got the fucking computer for me. I guess I might as well work. A job is a sugar daddy. Yeah. A job is a sugar daddy. Yeah. And sugar daddies want you to have access to you whenever they want. Yeah. Yeah. That part. Yeah. Yeah. They're looking at you like, you want to be able to eat? You want to be able to pay them bills? You want to be able to take care of that kid? Yeah. And then they get to say crazy stuff to you. It's crazy. It's wild. It's wild.
I feel like with knowing that and seeing how there's clearly no change from then until now, definitely like want to switch the narrative, even like having those positions, just trying to invest my checks into making something lucrative so I don't have to stay forever. Yeah, of course.
Or you don't have, or not even stay, because you could stay if you're in a situation where you like it, but you don't want to be it's a freedom when you know that that's not your only source of income.
Yeah. Correct.
It's a freedom.
Well, that's what they say. They're supposed to if you read or listen to like millionaires and people who make money, it's like you're supposed to have 7 different revenue streams. 7. Okay. 7 is like the what they say to have.
Do you guys know what a Marcus account is?
I actually never heard of that. No.
Okay, so and I learned it on TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. I be following people on TikTok.
TikTok be giving you like all the information.
Yeah, that's what they're making. Like TikTok is trying to be competition with Google, right? Yeah. So the way that So you can follow people on a search. Like you can say, investment strategies and lithium. You can just make a search and then you'll get all the videos and the teachings about that stuff. So this one lady said, just get you a Marcus account. I was like, what the hell is a Marcus account? So a Marcus account is like an online bank account through Goldman Sachs. Mm-hmm. Okay. Guess how much their interest rate is?
How much?
0? No. It's the money they pay you, the interest account.
Yeah, because that's what people don't understand. Even in a savings account with a bank, the interest rate that they're giving you is like less than 1%.
Guess what it is? 3.3.
Really?
3.3, and their CDs are 4.3. I was like, this don't even make sense, right? And so why I don't have my money sitting up there in my bank account, and I can have it sitting someplace else just getting more interest?
Yeah.
It's like,
see, but that's the kind of stuff that rich people do that no one knows about.
No, but people know about it, but we get scared. Like they have scared us into thinking that we can't do anything out.
You gotta think big. Think big.
Yeah. You can't do anything out of the box. And it's so crazy because we don't even talk to people about stuff like that. We can talk about all the things that's happening in social media.
And why we hate our job and all of that. Rah.
But you ain't talking about the shit that really matters.
That really matters. So Marcus account. I was talking to somebody today. They were talking about this mom. And I was like, so do you have a 529 plan? She didn't even know what it was. Do you know what a 529 plan is?
I don't either.
You need to get one.
College savings for children.
Oh, really?
Right. You need to get one because you want to have a baby. Yeah. And the way it works is
just starting now.
It's an investment account for the baby. So
also, man, fuck that kid, man. You figure out your own way through school, son.
No. But
hey, yes.
It helped me a lot with as a single mom.
Yeah.
I would be putting like $100 every time I got paid away for Nia and Imani, and then when Imani went to school, then I took that $100 that I had for Imani and I put it to Nia, and it helped me because they don't have like student loans like that because I was able to take money out of that account,
right.
and but I had that account since they were like 6.
Yeah.
So by the time they went to college, it didn't really cost me nothing, but it was growing aggressively. Yeah. And nobody even talks about that. It's a Vanguard product, 529 plan. And I was doing that shit in the 90s. They still have it right now. They have like these little coupons where instead of someone just giving your kid sneakers and jewelry or clothes, whatever, they can just put money in the 529 plan as a gift to them to contribute to and then if the kid don't go to school, right, you can switch it up.
That's what people should have for like baby Christmas and shit. They just be like, here's the 529. Like,
and when the kid doesn't go to school, right, you can transfer it over to the other kid, or you can take classes for yourself.
Oh, nice.
And it's not just for
That's
the school.
almost what they do with the VA. Like the VA has like a student loan thing, or not a student loan, sorry, for a student scholarship thing that they give you. And if you don't use it as like the veteran, you can pass it down to like your children or like other people. So it's like dope. Like
Same thing.
There's a lot of different shit, but that's my point being. There's a lot of products, a lot of like loans, shit like that we don't know about that Pell Grant, all this kind of stuff that people don't know about. And I don't know if it's because they're bad at marketing and letting people know about this, or if
Goldman Sachs is bad at marketing, or they don't want you to know about it.
Exactly. Oh, they don't want you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Or do they not want you to?
That's why TikTok is taking people down. That's why TikTok. That's why they're hating TikTok so much because so much information is going to this. They said that last year, home businesses. Small businesses tripled the amount in years because everybody's like, I'm not going back to the office. I'm going to sell candles.
Right. Right.
And they're like, I can make the same amount of money selling candles.
Well, I think that inevitably, too, is people just being like, what we were talking about earlier, we're like, fuck my job. Fuck the people at my job. Fuck everyone. I want to do my own thing.
Because mental health is real. Yeah. And people are not in offices and even comedy. Y'all not understanding where people are emotionally when you pushing your shit off on them. Yeah. Just preacher. Hold your stuff. even in relationships. You don't know, like when you being a fuck boy and a fuck girl and everybody's like, I'm just doing me and I'm just turned up and
that's some toxic ass shit.
You don't know if you're the last person.
Yeah. Yeah.
To cut the string.
Right. Yeah. You don't you gotta be careful. We're not careful with how we operate in space, and that's messed up.
Yeah. See, that's the funny part about like I love how people, especially now that we got on that a little bit with like relationships or whatever, how people just be like, I'm just doing me, blah blah. I'm gonna do what I think's best for me. I'm like, that's still like selfish, toxic, like narcissistic type shit. Like just because you look out for yourself doesn't mean that's the right thing to do. Or maybe you should do that for a little, I don't know. But like people get so caught up in this empowerment type shit. Like it's like fucking relax.
When you're single.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like if you're trying to involve somebody in your life,
you need to consider them.
And no, but not even just consider them, but you need to be honest with yourself. If you're at a point where you're like, I'm just doing me and people need to get in line, then be honest with that and let the person know. And then, because if you don't let the person know, like you said, that's being manipulative.
Yeah.
And you're also, what you're really showing is the fact that you don't value yourself. To be honest, because in your mind you're thinking you want everything to you, but basically you're not giving somebody the option.
You're just selfish assholes.
It's being selfish. You're not giving somebody the option to say, oh, I'm okay with this, or oh, I'm actually not okay with this. But you don't care about giving them the option, because the only thing that matters is the benefit.
Right. Your happiness.
You.
Right.
You know what they are? Emotional rapists.
Yeah. Damn.
Strong,
we should get shirts for that.
Yeah.
No, it's
because you feel violated.
Yeah,
it's emotional rape. Think about it. Yeah. If you told me the truth,
that's aggressive.
If you told me the truth, I wouldn't engage.
Yeah.
So you lied.
Right.
So you emotionally lied to me so that I will give you access.
Right.
I wouldn't have given you that access if I'd known what was going on.
But then also sometimes you got to give self-blame, because I feel like, especially in a relationship way, and I feel like I fall victim to this, and I feel like everybody else does too. We ignore our intuition. You know, sometimes your body or your mind tells you things, and you're just pushing it down because you're like, oh, maybe I'm just overthinking. But sometimes if you would have just listened to your intuition or just acted on however you felt in the moment, you probably could have skipped having to deal with someone else's BS, you know?
That's facts, but that's also, that's sometimes women, and I agree, but also at the same time, women just be overthinking and really going down a rabbit hole and driving yourselves crazy.
But
crazy.
We overthink,
in the shower,
we're smarter than you. Because we're smarter than y'all.
I agree with that too, but
so we're always looking at the next thing, and that's the problem. Because I always second guess what I do. So I'll go with my gut, and I'll be like, that's the right thing to do in the moment. It's like boom, boom, and then I'll be like, maybe that was too harsh. Maybe I was saying, and then I kind of like,
that's just having a conscience.
Myself. Is it having a conscience?
I believe,
that just means you're a good person, because you feel like something that you did in a moment that you felt inclined to do, you are rejecting it because you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done that because of how it may make the other person have felt. But honestly, who cares? Like, no, like for real, who cares? Because when if we talk about relationships in those sectors, respectfully, if you're dealing with somebody that can't even be honest with you, it's probably just not the good move for you. Just focus on yourself, because they're clearly focusing on themselves.
I also think, too, there's a communication breakdown, though, too, sometimes, too, where, like, people just ain't speaking directly or, like, exactly how they want or what they want or how they feel. Because, like, this is the thing that I do with, like, my wife. Like, she'll be like, okay, you can go, and it's not like I'm asking for permission. It's just shit like,
you should though.
Yeah, well, kind of, I guess, maybe. But like I'll be like, I have this opportunity. It's this weekend. I want to do them all, but maybe we have stuff that's playing. Like, what is mandatory that I have to be at? What can I skip? And what is one where you're like, be somewhat upset, but you don't care at the same time. And it's like just making sure like we're still cool and like I'm still giving her the time that she wants, but also being like, yeah, I got this comedy show I'd rather do. So
you're giving somebody an option. Like, and that's the best part. That is what we're basically all kind of saying. You have to give people the option and the choice to make a decision. When you rob somebody from that, being able to make a decision for themselves, it's very much a personal problem with you, the fact that you can't allow someone to do that. But also, and I'm learning this, that sometimes people act like that and react like that just because they don't like where they are at within themselves. It really just be about how they feel about themselves. Yeah. So, that's why it's better to just not take on those person's emotions, because clearly they got their own stuff going on.
Which is why
so just let them do about themselves.
And I say, yeah, fuck off.
Exactly.
Suck my dick.
You don't say
Give
that.
me what I need.
You do not say none of that.
Nah,
no,
I don't
but
say
you
all that.
just be
But I say it in a passive-aggressive way.
Sometimes, you know what? I always get upset with myself because I feel like in the moment I don't do anything. But I feel like it's honestly one of the best qualities about myself that I realize I kind of have to switch it. I don't like when people see me sweat. I don't like when I feel like I'm not in control. So my defense mechanism is to just shut down and not say anything. And so sometimes I'll be feeling like, well, dang, I wish that I can be able to protect myself. But that is protecting myself.
It is.
Yeah.
That's literally protecting myself. So definitely have to see it in two different perspectives.
And you got to accept yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because like I know me, right? And oftentimes I will make decisions about my life, business, or whatever, right? And I know I'm not going to follow up with that.
Yeah.
I know I'm overwhelmed with that.
Yeah.
But I'll make a decision like, well, I'll just have to get better. No, bitch.
Yeah.
Go where you are.
Yeah.
And stay there and move in that space, because any other thing outside of that space, now you got to fight yourself to do certain things. It's just respecting who you are in the moment, how you are, and don't judge it. Like, that's self-love. And people don't understand that like, that's self-love. The good and the bad of you, accepting all of it.
Yeah, that's self-love.
Well, inevitably what happens too, also, whether it's your job or whether it's a relationship or whatever, is that like people get into these things where they need these things, and people then know that you need. So like your job knows that you need this.
You need them.
$70,000 job or whatever you make a year. You know what I mean? They know that you need this, so they treat you a certain type of way, knowing that you need them. Same thing in relationship. Sometimes people take advantage of other people because they're like, well, I know that you need this, because without me, you ain't gonna have this house, you ain't gonna have the car, you ain't gonna have. So people will act accordingly because they know that they need these things. But what you're talking about is when you reach this place where you can have actual freedom, you're like, no, fuck that, I don't need that. It's great to have this partnership.
You can't
it's
be
great
afraid.
that I can be in this, but I don't fucking need this.
Basically, the word, the sentence is, you can't be afraid to walk away when it don't serve you.
Yeah.
You know, Lori Harvey went viral recently. She was saying,
you know who Lori Harvey is?
Yeah, she sucked Michael B. Jordan's dick. What? Is that not true? Is that not true?
Mr. Steve Harvey, we're sorry.
that's disrespectful. That's Steve Harvey's
the comments from Matthew McCoy is not ones of the Gen X through Z podcast, and definitely not for me.
But that's honestly,
that's
how a
that's
lot
an
of
honor.
That's literally.
Oh, did she?
That's literally, she's dating Damson Idris now, Franklin from Snowfall. But either way, like, regardless of who her dating history, exactly, she does her, and
that's what she's most known for to me. That's all I'm saying.
She refers to herself as the prize, which a lot of women do as well. But the thing is, you got to set your standard, your requirements, and stick to them. And if somebody doesn't, you know, that's the thing with women. We always try to make somebody fit. We always try to like see potential, but we got to stop rewarding potential and not even rewarding actions, but just acknowledge the actions. You know.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of women say that they're the prize,
but they don't feel that way.
They don't feel that way.
But it's okay. A lot of people say that they say things and they don't feel that way. But you know what? It's better to say it than not say it and feel shitty about yourself.
Yeah.
You know how you the prize? Here's the thing. And I'm going to be honest with you. Is like So I looked up Andrew Tate because I was like, what's going on with all this whole thing or whatever?
Yeah, are they saying he's like a pimp or something?
Kind of, yeah, like that. Or he just like, he
Andrew
thinks
Tate
that there's...
is the guy that be screaming saying, listen, and they said that he did the human trafficking.
Yeah, him. But he goes on these...
He's like a Kevin Samuels follower kind of.
Yes, exactly. He does all this kind of shit.
But I heard he's pretty respectful to women, like in person. Like they say that their interactions with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the dude, but all I do know is that I feel like she FaceTiming like a lover from overseas. What are you doing? She be smiling and cheesing.
Live a little bit.
No, but he does. He kind of does the same thing, and he kind of spits game. And I'm not saying I agree with a lot of the shit or all the shit or whatever, but there's some stuff where there's like good points. And like he was telling like these girls, because who was the girl who she's always talking about female empowerment. Brittany Renner. He sat down with her, and I could see. And that's the only thing I've ever seen from him. It was just this video, right?
I just seen little clips.
And he spit some game to her, and you could tell as he's talking to her, she's kind of like, shit, this motherfucker really talking some shit. Yeah, like he really know what he's talking about. But
that's
what he was talking about
was
he was talking about most guys are simps and bitches, which is why y'all don't want them. And the guys that you do want, he was like, the reason you want them is because they are actually high value men. Like they have a nice car, they make money. Like they're not suckers. They're they got some personality to them. Like they got all these things.
For me.
Yeah, for me. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think there are like a lot of people call them. My point being, I think a lot of people call themselves high value thing, but that is a very I feel like that's too broad of a term, and there's only a few people that are high value.
Well, first of all, it's not high value men on the internet. I remember when that whole Kevin Samuels, I used to be like, first of all, a high value man would not be on the internet making videos about being a high value man because they're asleep. Because high value men are up at 5 a.m. fucking running and then running your life. And by 9 a.m. they've done a lot of shit.
Yeah,
they're going home at 4.
Yeah.
Like I know rich people.
Yeah.
Like so for people to sit there and listen to Kevin Samuels the way they were listening,
eat it up.
So that's the thing. They make content for low value men, though. They be like, "This is how you." It's almost like a guru. Like, this is how you can do it.
For broke dudes.
Exactly.
And you know what's and that's the thing too. With the Lori Harvey mess, I find out all the men that don't like Lori Harvey, it's just because in their mind they're like, how dare this girl know her worth and treat herself to a standard, and if she don't like somebody, then she moves on because she moves like a man.
She moves like a man.
She moves like a man, so you don't like that she's moving like a man.
Yeah, she don't like that.
We
can't all be.
She also might be hard to deal with. We don't know her.
She's leaving them.
Yeah. She leaves them. She literally says, if it doesn't serve me, I'm just going to leave. That's fine. So basically the whole running thing is like, do you think it's okay to like deal with all these like 6 men in like 5 years? And personally, I don't really have any comments on what she has done or how she has moved or whatever. Because at the end of the day, each person that got with her loved her and wanted to be with her. So what's really the
How old is she?
She's probably like 25.
She's exactly supposed to be doing that. She's supposed to be doubling those numbers. What it is that
get your numbers up. Those are
she
numbers.
Needs to get her numbers up. That's the thing, because in your 20s is what you're supposed to be figuring out what you like. Yeah. Like I was so dumb. I was so dumb. I had one boyfriend from 17 to 37. That was the dumbest shit in the whole history of dumb shit. Like, why would I do? I didn't know what I like. I'm still trying to figure it out right now.
You go and get your back blown out like for a few years after that?
I have not gotten my back blown out in like a year.
Damn, okay.
I'm telling you.
No, but that's
you're supposed to do that when you're younger.
That's what always inevitably happens when like when young girls get in relationships or like have kids young. They end up like missing that period, and then they end up going through this thing.
So many of my peers are having babies, and I'm gonna just let y'all know: don't let nobody throw you out the game like that. I totally understand. You love the man, and you want to make it work, and you want to be a young mom and all of that. But at the end of the day, just be understanding and take heed to somebody saying they want to put a baby in you rather than saying they want to have a family with you.
I used to say that stuff when I was younger.
A baby.
Yeah, I would be doing that
Where's
stuff.
Where's the family?
I was so corny when I was younger. Sometimes I think back.
I'm gonna put
I thought it would like turn them on.
Tell us what you said.
I thought it like turn them on.
No.
Yeah, I was like, I want to come inside you.
You said you want to bust up your club?
Shit.
Tell us what you said.
It's a little bit uncomfortable.
Wait, tell us how you said it.
No, it was probably
No, I'm saying I feel like those comments, I mean, I get it. I totally understand.
That shit is toxic as fuck.
Especially in an intimate sexual moment, it probably sounds good for the moment. Okay, I get that. All right, that's fine. But we talking about conversations where people just want to get you pregnant, and it's that's like, crazy. So what's
that's
the intentions?
That's how you know you're high value.
But
when you know how you're high value, people want to get you pregnant.
No, but it's like
because they want to sue you for child support.
Yeah. So like you just want to purposely stress me out.
No, people want to get you pregnant because they want to take your future. They want to be forever tethered to you, right? Forever,
quote unquote, family. But it's like you don't want a family because if you wanted a family, you would then be a man and you would have, do the proper initiatives before we would even have a child. But the fact that that's not even on your radar, and I know for a lot of men, and I have a lot of female friends, and they've experienced the same thing.
And you know why?
And we all see the same thing. Don't let nobody do that to you, because they could gas your head up, and then after that, you sitting there mad as hell because he ain't changed no diapers since the baby been born, and you the only one changing the diaper, and he don't have nowhere to be.
Yeah. And
so
you know why?
Just be careful about that.
Because motherfuckers don't want to pay half. That's a problem.
What you mean? Half? What you mean?
Like, guys, I feel like for whatever reason, they can justify in their head having a kid with a girl and paying child support more than they would rather get married and then something happen and them have to pay half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the reason.
That's how the rules and the laws are set up.
But you think that men are thinking about divorce when they fall in love with somebody?
I think, yeah. I think
no, not when they fall in love. When the idea of marriage is brought up, yes. They always think about divorce.
There's such things as a.
So many men have told me that the reason why they don't want to get married is because a woman could take half of what they have, or as well as get custody of the kids and all of that stuff.
But the way it works, it's not a woman takes half. If you got a woman that's doing the same numbers as you are doing, it's not half. They add all that shit up together and they see how much who's making more, and then it's like it's called like the pro rata share or something like that. And then they'll say, well, you're responsible for 70% and you're responsible for 30% or 50-50. So if you got a woman that's doing what she needs to do for herself, it's no half.
Yeah, of course. But how many times does that happen?
Sell your house and stuff. Yeah, most times. I feel like
they just don't want to be inconvenienced. That's all it is.
But I feel like these women now are doing their thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like all these women is talking about, oh, I just want somebody to fly me out and getting their body done and doing all that stuff. Yeah. First of all, I know so many women that got their body done and still pay for shit. I'm like, if I got my body done, why am I still paying for my things? You did a lot of work, sis, and you still buying your own bottles. Like, you're doing too much.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
you're doing too much. These guys are getting a lot.
They're getting over
for nothing now. Like, before it used to be a situation where you have this beautiful woman and she looks like, I'm gonna date myself, Brooke Shields. Like, and all these men will be paying for it. But now these guys know that they don't have to pay.
They don't do nothing.
They don't have to pay.
The internet has balanced it out.
The internet has really balanced it out. And so it's a situation where everybody got to get off their ass and do what they got to do for themselves. And what's happening is really sad because everybody's lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was first thinking when you said Lori Harvey. I'm like, in my head, I go, oh, that bitch is going to be the kind of girl that's single the rest of her life.
No, she's not.
She's going to meet somebody.
Do you know who her mom is?
No, I don't know.
Her mom is Marjorie. She's married to Steve Harvey, and they have a beautiful, nice marriage. Steve Harvey is not her biological father, and he adopted both of her grown-ass children.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy.
She was married to like 2 drug dealers, Marjorie Harvey. Met Steve Harvey at a comedy club. She just, kept coming to the comedy club and was making googly eyes at him. And then,
she's a beautiful woman.
Kings of Comedy money?
Opened him up.
Cracked him open?
And he left his wife for her.
And yeah, that part.
Yo, really?
Did you not know this? Yeah.
He left his wife for her.
So Lori Harvey is...
You hear that, Amanda? You better watch your shit.
Lori Harvey is trained. It's different. Like,
she's properly trained.
She's properly trained. And a lot of times...
See, I was in my head, I was thinking maybe she was like Brittany Renner when you were saying this shit.
I didn't train my kids like that.
Yeah.
At all. But I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I should have trained them, but I didn't train them. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're not going to get me.
There is certain things, man, that people do.
I trained them to be decent people.
Yeah, well,
and actually like people for their personalities and all of that nonsense.
And I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Boring.
That was dumb. Because people don't like themselves oftentimes.
People don't like themselves. And you know what the crazy thing is? When you're a genuine person, you always try to see the good in everybody. And it always sucks when you see that is really not what it is. And it make you feel like, well, you shouldn't open up or you shouldn't be your authentic self. And obviously you shouldn't have to feel like that, but you're dealing with people that are so insecure and so broken.
Everybody.
No, I get that. But the people that you've encountered have been so insecure and so broken. And instead of being honest about their own personal insecurities, they just push that onto you to make you feel like you did something wrong.
But you know how you get rid of that?
Yeah, well, pouring into yourself and realizing what you're worth, then everything makes sense.
Then once you start pouring into yourself, you start getting You start attracting what you are.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing. If you're attracting people that's insecure and broken and all that stuff, that's because you got some more work to do inside you. And people don't like realize that. Because when I first started comedy, right? I'm whatever, but I'm attracting people that hate comedy, really, like feel like comedy is not like they're not going to get ahead, had a very negative attitude about it. And I started adopting that negative attitude. And I was like talking shit about comedy and why I'm not getting these opportunities and all that stuff.
You just started.
But I didn't think like that. In my mind, I'm like, I waited so long to try to figure out what I wanted to do with my life that I felt like I was supposed to be an instant sensation. And comedy is a skill that you must master. And I had no idea. And so I was just kind of like moving in that space. And once I started looking inside of myself, saying like, yo, that's fucked up, I started attracting different people in comedy, period. Like, so the people that I attract now ain't really on that. They really on some real positive shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. And the more work that I do, the better it becomes. Yeah. And I do complain too much. Like, I'll say that sometimes. I'll be in the car, I'll be like, why am I complaining? Like, it's not, I don't have that much to complain about.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about that sometimes too. I'll be getting on these, like, going on these tirades and I'll pissed off and shit, and then I'll be like, damn, at least I'm not.
You have a very nice life.
Yeah, I'll be like,
you have a very nice life. Like,
sometimes you gotta remind yourself about that shit too. You're like, yo, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I got a very nice life. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm saying that I do. I'm saying that before I was on some real bullshit thinking that I was supposed to get more than I was putting out. Yeah.
You thought you were going to be on the Fallon show after 2 years.
and because I've seen it happen a lot of times.
Yeah, it's possible.
But I also, those people, not all of them, because some people just get shit, so they just get shit. But what I've seen is that when people have a crazy work ethic, especially with that writing and comedy, and they always in their book, and they always they get, it's like you telling the universe, I'm willing to do the work. Okay. Yeah. I'm willing to, and once you say I'm willing to do the work, then it meets you halfway.
Yeah, I really do believe that. I really believe, like, the more effort, and that's what pisses me off about lazy people. That's what we were talking about earlier with, like, coworkers and shit. Like, the more effort and shit that you put out, that shit gonna come back to you. So like I know we were joking last time. It was like, of course I'm doing well at my job because I'm white. I'm doing well at my job though, but for real, probably. But for real, because I didn't stop working. I worked nonstop 24/7 for like 2 years straight. Right. And now on the back end, now I'm not doing shit hard.
But that's the thing about my job too. Like when I started working, I felt like my job became my man. Yeah. And I just kind of work. And I still work. But that's messed up because now I don't enjoy my time. Okay. So I'm always thinking about what I need to be doing next. There's never like if I sit on a couch for a weekend, I feel bad that I did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, you feel like you're not doing enough.
But what is that about, right? What I like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like yeah. And it is and it is because you're white. Like I'm telling you, like maybe 2 years ago, white people was maybe doing a little bad because, George Floyd, and they had to give women and black and brown people some opportunities. But y'all back now. Y'all got it.
Yeah, but truly though, what inevitably happened, I came in at my job like 6 years ago. I came in and like I just volunteered. I volunteered originally. See, people ain't willing to do this shit. I volunteered, worked for free, worked my ass off, then got in at some entry-level bullshit position and literally outworked everyone. I just outworked everyone.
They tell you that, they tell you that on the internet, that you should, if it's your dream job, if it's something that you really want to do, you should go volunteer and do it. Yeah. And when you volunteer, because think about what else you're doing. You ain't got no job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You literally could like figure out everything you need in the moment. And like Gabby said last time or whatever, where she was just like, I lied. And then I would go Google and then figure out how to do it. And then you go figure it out. If you're in the environment, you'll figure it out while you're in it. Right. It's just getting in that environment. So just pick whatever the fuck that you want to do in life and then just outwork everybody.
Outwork everybody.
I'm telling you, that is the way for sure.
That is the way for some people. And unless your dad is rich, he just got to make 2 phone calls.
That's true too.
It's always that.
That happens.
That's always the thing. Nepotism is a serious thing.
Facts.
No, this is
all right,
good
so
conversation,
can we just switch thing though real quick?
Yeah, do it.
Can we? All right, good. Because I want to bring up some topics or whatever. I don't know if y'all brought any topics this week, but there's one I wanted to talk about. I don't know if y'all heard about this. I think I told you about it. There was the LSU football team. because we're all about equality and diversity and all this stuff now. And they have this woman.
Take that twang out your voice when you say that. Equality and diversity. What you trying to say?
No. I'm saying we should, but this is also this kind of stuff is going to happen when you introduce it. Here's what happened. They said we need a female coach on team. They say no problem, fam. We'll hire a female coach. So they hired a female coach for the LSU football team. It's a very well known football team. They do really well every year. They're always in the hunt. These motherfuckers. She's a strength coach, I think. I want to say. She was getting dogged out by a player and like 4 assistant coaches. Like, we gonna run that train, choo choo, all night.
Like the police officer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly like the police officer. It's
was she a white woman?
The girl who got dogged out?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think she was mixed. I can't remember if she was Latin,
she was mixed with a
Latin,
white woman.
Yeah, or mixed with some, there was a white in her. You said
white women, y'all gotta stop letting people run trains on you. That is 1986.
No, she was mixed.
Stop this stuff.
She was mixed. But that was, I don't know. It was either she was either Latin or black. I wasn't sure. I can't remember.
And white.
There was probably some white in there for sure. Well, there was no white in her, but there was some white. There's probably some white already in her.
To the train.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. There was no white in her that night, but there was definitely some white in her. So what are you
saying? There are women on the field that those cheerleaders and stuff, they can have.
I'm just saying
we want
her these
job
things
as a
to
coach
happen.
Don't mean anything.
So you saying it shouldn't matter?
I don't.
She can get dogged out by
she should be having sex with her colleagues.
I don't think she should be having sex with her colleagues. But what I'm saying is, he tried to say when you want diversity in the no.
What she should be able to have any sexual relationships that she would like. I don't think that she should be having sex with her colleagues.
Well, I'm just saying if you
that's counterproductive.
First of all, women don't know anything about football. No, I'm just
women don't know anything about football.
I actually know a lot about football.
I just want a hot take. No, but what I'm saying though is like. If you do want to introduce women into the work environment, that's fine. But just know, like, this kind of shit gonna happen. Like, this is because people were up in arms about it. I'm like, what do you think was gonna happen? You put an attractive female around a bunch of like coaches and players. Of course, somebody's gonna try to smash.
I'm an attractive female. Ain't nobody smashing me.
I would tell you right now, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yo, let me tell you.
You get a 6'4" man who's going to the NFL. You might be like, you know what? Maybe we do see what happens here. Give me all your money.
Maybe we will.
Yeah.
Oh, but what about this George Santos person?
Oh shit, yeah.
Liar, pants on fire.
Yeah, speaking of man who's running a train on lies. Yeah, this dude.
Yo, that's crazy.
I don't even know. That was crazy. You heard about this story?
So he in Congress. Now he's in Congress. So they found out that he lied and said that his grandparents. What did he say, Max?
I feel like Max is very like into this story.
He said that his grandparents or just family members survived the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And then he said that his mom survived 9/11. And he also said that he had like people
Cherokee
he worked
Indian
for.
Or something. You're like, what?
Yeah, he also had people that worked for him that were at the Pulse nightclub shooting. He just knew he was connected to every tragedy, but it was all lies.
Tragedy, and then he lied about
this man's trying to capitalize on all the communities, LGBTQ.
But then he lied about having a degree.
Yeah,
and he.
But
lied
this is
about
what we were telling you last time.
He lied
just
about
lie,
the school
son.
that he went to, but he got all the way to Congress.
Yeah, so just this is us proving our point.
Where
from
was the
last
background
time.
check?
None.
No one did. That's why we were telling you last time. Just lie, son.
No, you're black. Don't lie.
No,
they're
lie.
gonna check.
They're gonna check because you're black. Yes, they are.
They're gonna check.
They gonna check till
they
after
double
the fact.
down.
That's the
after
privilege.
the fact.
That's the privilege. The privilege. Like people say, oh, white privilege means they think that it means like white people are getting extra stuff. But what it is that they ignore the bad behavior of white people. That's the privilege. The privilege is y'all get away with shit. Not you can. You know what I'm saying? It's
kind of like that documentary with Madoff.
Yeah, Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, he clearly was able to get away with a lot of those.
Many other people though too.
I understand, but for it to just get ignored and people can be able to. I get what you're saying, but for such a long time, and even like being able to see and get away with having falsified IRS documents and nobody being able to really see through them.
But it's laziness.
It's just laziness.
That's laziness.
Yeah.
No, that was laziness.
But if it was a black person that they were investigating, it wouldn't be no laziness on that.
But the thing about Bernie Madoff, it was Jewish, right? So they're gonna look at the Jewish hard too, right? But what it was is that it's the greed. And it's the greed and the laziness. That's what the Bernie Madoff, greed and laziness. But if Donald Trump was a black guy from Cleveland, and had 3 baby mamas, and grabbed people's vagina.
You talking about LeBron now? Is that what you
and grabbed people's vagina and did all the stuff that they suspected him of doing, he would have never been the president.
Yeah.
That's the privilege. The privilege is you can do fuckery.
But you can do that in anything. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
if you have money, can do it as anything.
Anybody can, though. Like, I was joking around about LeBron be fucking bitches outside of his marriage.
Okay.
Best believe, like, people.
He's a basketball player. He's not the president.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's got people signing NDAs. My point is, if you have a money and status, it don't matter what color.
I just started following her on social media.
Really, Savannah? Yeah. She got titties.
Yeah, she got titties.
Yeah, she do. Put
and
them
guess
titties
what?
on the
Don't leave, girl. It is what it is. Ain't nothing out in these streets unless you're gonna go to Dubai.
They've been together since they were in high school. She's not leaving.
And I think she know. She probably know. I'm actually what's it called? Eskimo brothers with LeBron. A girl that he fucked, I also fucked. She was an Olympian.
Explain Eskimo brothers. You know what this?
You know what Eskimo brothers are.
I know what it is. I've never heard the term before ever.
Ever? All right, yeah. So Eskimo brothers means that two guys fuck the same girl.
You
called
have
Eskimo
that
brothers.
comparison.
Boom. Friends. Friends for life. No, we're Eskimo brothers. Yeah. I fucked the same girl he did. Yeah. Yeah.
But if a girl fucks 2 friends, she's a whore.
Yes, that's true.
Is she
Also,
a whore?
this is also true.
But she's a
2
whore.
things can be true at the same time.
She's
She's a whore. That's how that works.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Double
It's
standard.
It's
I mean, I kind of accept gender roles. I kind of get it. What I equate is men
You'll
just
be a
can't
great wife
take
one day.
No, men just can't take it, and that's the only thing I can say.
It's ego.
It's ego, but it's kind of laughable to me because it's like you want all the power, but you really can't take all the power. Like when you really think about it, especially like behind every successful man is a woman. Mm-hmm. His woman, and any successful man is always going to take into account what his woman has to say or her opinion. Most men, I would assume you're married. I mean, you're married, so if you have
that's a safe assumption.
Yeah, it's a safe assumption. So you're married. If you have a big business decision and you're really conflicted about it, I would assume that you would consult with your wife.
Yeah,
because you value her opinion.
Yeah,
and you know that whatever she's telling you is for the benefit of you
and her.
Yeah,
and her.
I mean, if it affects, I mean, if it affects our livelihood, I would, yeah. But if I think it's something I can do on my own, I would.
But you can, if you had to confer with someone, who would you choose?
No, her for sure. I mean, if I was
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like men, especially if they have a woman that they love and they're married to, that's gonna be their first person to reach out to. Like they're basically their second in command. But everybody knows that number 2 is always the best position to be in than number 1.
What you mean? The side chick?
No. Not side chicks. I'm gonna explain this.
Face? No. Like, who raised you?
Because I'm gonna explain it, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, wow!" So I'm saying in a position of, let's say, power. So you can be the head, and you could be number 1, and then you can be number 2, and you're second to number 1. But in my opinion, I feel like number 2 has the best spot because number 1 trusts number 2. Because number 2 supports number 1.
Yeah.
So they and number 1 knows that the only person that they can trust is number 2 because they have been supporting them into staying in the number 1 spot.
Are we talking about relationships or jobs though?
We can talk about jobs, relationships, any sector.
Agree with that necessarily.
Well, I just feel like any sectors of power. Yes,
and so
because the person that number 1 it confides into,
so you know,
bounces their ideas.
You know, number 1's weaknesses.
You know, number 1's weaknesses, and the best thing about a person that is in number 2, they're okay with being number 2, and that's what I'm saying with women in relationships. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like with gender roles, it's just kind of like letting a man play with the crown because it'll make him happy. But at the end of the day, you know who really is the queen and who's really making the
who's running the shit.
Who's running the show, but also you don't need
the validation.
You don't need the validation of being number 1. And that is what makes you and that's what makes to me number 2 the best position. Not as it relates to like side girls or I'm just talking about in
You can almost
forms of
relate that to
power.
side chicks too. Side
I
chicks
mean,
got
I
the best,
guess,
got
but
the best job.
I mean, to be
Got no
honest, like,
responsibility.
Well, side chicks don't have to pay bills with him. She ain't got to raise his kids. She ain't got to
Yeah.
talk. She ain't got to listen to his
Number
bullshit.
2, this sound good.
I
you just
good.
advocated for all great wives
stuff.
and side chicks at the same time.
And look,
And all in
eventually,
one point.
and eventually,
Yeah.
your the ultimate side chick is Camilla from King Charles's wife.
Oh yeah.
She stayed on the side for a
Now
really,
she's
really
the
long
queen.
time. Now she's the queen.
Boom. That is boom. There it is.
There it
Two
is.
things can be true at the same time.
This has been Gen X to Z.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's it. We
guys.
appreciate y'all for coming through, man.
See y'all next week.
Yeah, we hit a variety of issues today, didn't we?
Yeah, cool.
Love y'all a long time.